Listen, I know. Elon wasn't the first person to create the water engine. I know. We all know. I think I even said that in the last video, bro. We know. All right? So I'm just trying to address and get ahead of the comments because I know there's going to be so many comments saying that. All right? Now, the question is this going to happen? Will this happen? I've been hyped about it ever since y'all reintroduced it into my and my thought process, and y'all got me hyped about it. All right. So the title of the video is Elon Musk, this water engine will destroy the entire car industry. Let's get into it.
It's just very difficult to make hydrogen and store it and use it in a car.
But I think he's legit. Like everything I've looked at, it's like this guy actually made this thing which could totally revolutionize the world.
Imagine a world where your car could run on nothing but water.
Because we are 70% water and only 30% land.
We try to create something new, and it's not just basically a copy of the form factor of everything else, but you still want it to be great. It's very hard. This is a very hard thing.
A technology so revolutionary it could reshape the entire automotive landscape.
Like, it's physically possible, so I think we can do it.
Every truck that we put on the road that replaces a diesel truck is a huge amount of leverage, and so that is why we're doing this, and makes a huge difference towards driving us towards our total mission of sustainable energy and transportation.
Elon Musk, the visionary behind Tesla, SpaceX, and countless innovations, may be on the brink of doing just that.
You know, people always want to know what our next product is. We are actually building a new product. We are actually designing a new product. 2 new products that I think you will be very excited about.
Elon Musk's vision has always pushed the boundaries of what we consider possible. From electric cars to reusable rockets, his name is synonymous with innovation. But what if I told you that his next big idea could change the automotive industry in ways we never imagined?
Okay, I get it. This is where y'all get mad at, right here. When they make comments and statements like that, his next big idea. This is, okay, I get it now. This is where y'all get mad at, and I can respect that.
Today, we're diving into the world of water-powered engines and discussing the rumors and facts surrounding Musk's reported interest in this technology. For years, the concept of water as a fuel has captivated scientists, engineers, and dreamers alike. The idea that something as abundant as water could power our vehicles, potentially eliminating the need for gasoline and reducing our carbon footprint, sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel. And yet, as we'll explore, it might be closer to reality than you think. Water-powered engines, or hydrogen fuel cells, represent one of the most fascinating alternatives to traditional fossil fuels. Unlike electric vehicles that run on lithium-ion batteries, hydrogen fuel cells generate electricity through a chemical reaction between hydrogen and oxygen. The byproduct of this reaction? Pure water. No greenhouse gases, no toxic emissions, just water vapor. While the idea of using water to power vehicles sounds revolutionary, the technology behind it is complex. Hydrogen fuel cells split water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen through a process called electrolysis. Once separated, the hydrogen is stored in fuel cells, where it can react with oxygen to produce energy. This process generates electricity that powers the motor, much like a battery in an electric car. For years, hydrogen fuel cells were overshadowed by battery technology due to the latter's growing popularity and advancements in battery life and efficiency. Companies like Tesla, spearheaded by Musk, have invested heavily in electric vehicles, or EVs, effectively positioning batteries as the future of the automotive industry. However, with the recent advancements in fuel cell technology and the increasing need for sustainable solutions, hydrogen is gaining traction as a viable alternative. But why would Elon Musk, a staunch supporter of battery-powered EVs, be interested in hydrogen fuel cells? It's no secret that Musk...
Forget all of that. Did y'all not hear electricity powers electricity and water to me just don't mix. I don't know if I missed that the first time, but that to me scares me, bro. We all know things can happen. What if you get in an accident and I don't know. I need to hear a little bit more. I'm starting to pick up on things I missed the first time.
Has previously dismissed hydrogen fuel cells, calling them fool cells, and a mind-bogglingly stupid idea. Musk's primary argument was that hydrogen is inefficient compared to lithium-ion batteries, which he believes are the superior technology. So what's changed? As Tesla continues to expand its product line and push the boundaries of innovation, Musk's perspective might be evolving. Hydrogen fuel cells offer unique advantages, especially in applications where battery technology faces limitations. For example, fuel cells can provide greater energy density and faster refueling times than batteries, making them an attractive option for heavy-duty vehicles like trucks, buses, and even airplanes. In addition, hydrogen can be produced from renewable sources such as water through electrolysis, which aligns with Musk's goal of creating a sustainable future. Recent reports suggest that Musk has quietly invested in hydrogen research and development, possibly even exploring a water-powered engine concept for Tesla's next-generation vehicles. While Tesla has yet to make an official announcement, rumors are circulating that Musk's team is working on a prototype that could revolutionize the industry. If successful, a water-powered engine could eliminate the need for traditional fossil fuels, reducing emissions and making transportation more sustainable. The automotive industry, as we know it, relies heavily on gasoline and diesel, both of which have significant environmental impacts. The production and burning of these fuels release vast amounts of carbon dioxide, contributing to global warming. Electric vehicles offer a cleaner alternative, but they still rely on electricity, often generated from fossil fuels, and their batteries require rare materials that are challenging to mine and dispose of responsibly.
Now, here's something that made me kind of be hesitant on these electric vehicles, right? It was just recently Black Friday, right? Or Thanksgiving, and I was down in the Savannah area, and there's a Tanger outlet there. So we went there just to, me and the wife, we went there trying to just, kill some time. So when we got there, there was a couple where we parked at next to us that was charging, standing outside their Tesla charging it. We went in, shopped at the Tanger outlet, got food, all different things, came back. They were still standing there. Not just having a conversation. They were still there charging their vehicle. That's like a horror scene for me. Like, I don't want to be standing no place that long. No. So that just gives me a lot of eerie feelings about having an electric vehicle, bro. I like the idea, just like gas. Put it in there, fill it up, done. Plug it in, few minutes, done. I want to be gone.
A water-powered engine could change this equation entirely. Hydrogen fuel cells produce only water vapor as a byproduct, making them one of the cleanest energy sources available. If Musk were to champion this technology, it could pressure other automakers to follow suit, potentially disrupting the entire car industry. Imagine a future where our vehicles run on water instead of gasoline, reducing pollution and paving the way for a cleaner, greener planet. However, transitioning to hydrogen-powered vehicles is not without its challenges. One major obstacle is the infrastructure needed to produce, store, and distribute hydrogen on a large scale. Unlike gasoline or even electricity, hydrogen requires specialized equipment and facilities. Building a hydrogen refueling network would be costly and time-consuming, but with the right investments, it could become a reality. Another challenge is the cost of hydrogen production. Electrolysis, the process of splitting water to obtain hydrogen, requires a significant amount of energy. If this energy comes from fossil fuels, the environmental benefits of hydrogen are diminished. To make hydrogen truly sustainable, we would need to use renewable energy sources like solar or wind to power the electrolysis process. This would make hydrogen production both clean and sustainable, aligning with Musk's vision of a renewable future. If Elon Musk does indeed pursue hydrogen technology, it could accelerate the development of a hydrogen economy. With Musk's influence and resources, Tesla could lead the way in building hydrogen infrastructure, making it more accessible and affordable. This would not only benefit Tesla, but also pave the way for other automakers to adopt hydrogen technology, creating a ripple effect throughout the industry. In addition to hydrogen's potential in transportation, it could also play a significant role in energy storage. Renewable energy sources like solar and wind are intermittent, meaning they don't produce power consistently. Hydrogen can act as a storage medium, allowing excess energy generated during peak times to be stored and used later. This could make renewable energy more reliable and scalable, further advancing Musk's vision of a sustainable energy ecosystem. The concept of a water-powered engine is not new. Inventors and engineers have been experimenting with hydrogen fuel cells for decades, but the technology has faced numerous hurdles. Safety concerns, high costs, and lack of infrastructure have all hindered its development. However, with Musk's track record of overcoming obstacles and pushing the limits of what's possible, he could be the catalyst needed to bring this technology to the mainstream. Imagine a world where Tesla's water-powered engine becomes a reality. The impact on the environment, the economy, and society as a whole would be profound. Gas stations would be replaced with hydrogen refueling stations, oil companies would face unprecedented competition, and the demand for fossil fuels would plummet. This could lead to a cleaner planet, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, and a more sustainable future. Elon Musk's ambition to potentially introduce a water-powered engine or integrate hydrogen fuel cell technology into Tesla's lineup would be nothing short of revolutionary. To reach a 10,000-word deep dive, let's expand on this concept, detailing everything from the scientific principles behind hydrogen fuel cells to the potential global impact of adopting this technology at scale. We'll also explore the technical, economic, and societal shifts that could unfold if Tesla and Elon Musk move forward with this groundbreaking vision. The topic raises many exciting possibilities for the auto industry, energy sectors, and global infrastructure, not to mention potential environmental and political ramifications. So let's look at how this technology could disrupt traditional energy dynamics, reshape urban planning, influence geopolitics, and, most importantly, redefine Tesla's role in the future of global transportation. The mechanics of water-powered vehicles, how hydrogen fuel cells work. At the heart of this potential innovation is hydrogen fuel cell technology. To understand its transformative potential, let's first look at how it actually works. Hydrogen fuel cells generate electricity through a chemical reaction between hydrogen and oxygen. In simple terms, the cell splits the hydrogen molecule into protons and electrons. These electrons are used to generate a current, which powers the motor and other systems in the vehicle. The only byproduct of this process is water vapor, making it an incredibly clean energy source. When we think of water-powered engines, it's easy to get caught up in the idea of just adding water to a tank and driving off.
That's me. My mind is so simple. I'm like, will I be able to put a hose up to it? You know what I mean? Get one of those pitchers from under my cabinet, fill it up at the sink, take it outside, pour it inside there. Or am I gonna have to order a special type of water? You know what I mean? Does it come in different brands? You know, the cheap brand or the high-end brand? Do I put the one that has a high pH? Like all this, I was thinking of all that type of stuff, man.
However, a more accurate description is that these vehicles would run on hydrogen extracted from water. Electrolysis, the process of using electricity to split water into hydrogen and oxygen, is essential here. This hydrogen can then be stored and used in the fuel cells to generate electricity. While this process does require energy input, advances in renewable energy could make this part of a truly sustainable cycle. Why Elon Musk may be reconsidering hydrogen fuel cells. Musk has historically dismissed hydrogen fuel cells, but his current stance on sustainable and scalable energy solutions may be evolving due to several factors. Energy density and refueling time. Hydrogen fuel cells offer advantages over lithium-ion batteries in terms of energy density, which could make them ideal for longer-range applications. Refueling a hydrogen-powered car takes just a few minutes compared to the longer charging times associated with electric vehicles, EVs. For commercial transport fleets, buses, and even airplanes, this reduced downtime is invaluable. Environmental pressures and resource limitations. Lithium-ion batteries require minerals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, which are finite resources. Mining these materials has environmental and ethical concerns, especially in regions where regulations are lax. As the global demand for EVs grows, sourcing these materials sustainably becomes increasingly challenging. Hydrogen, by contrast, is the most abundant element in the universe and can be produced from water, providing a theoretically unlimited supply. Urbanization and infrastructure. With rapid urbanization and increased EV adoption, the pressure on power grids and charging infrastructure is intensifying. Hydrogen could alleviate this strain by creating an alternative network that operates independently of the existing grid. Musk's understanding of infrastructure could be pivotal here. He could help develop a decentralized system that allows for broader adoption without placing undue pressure on any single part of the energy supply chain. The economic implications of a hydrogen revolution led by Tesla. If Tesla were to fully embrace hydrogen-powered vehicles, the ramifications would be massive, impacting industries from oil and gas to urban infrastructure and beyond. Oil and gas. A widespread adoption of hydrogen vehicles would further destabilize the oil market. Unlike lithium-ion powered EVs, which have reduced oil demand, hydrogen-powered vehicles could effectively remove it altogether. Nations and companies that rely on oil revenue would face unprecedented disruption, potentially accelerating their shifts toward renewable energy sources. Power generation and grid strain. Hydrogen production requires electricity, which could drive demand for renewables like solar and wind. This aligns with Musk's mission at Tesla and Solar City to create a vertically integrated renewable ecosystem.
That's why I've been looking at like a few solar panel companies, man. Like, it's gonna be money to be made in these areas. I mean, it's already money being made in these areas. I think I see more now when I drive around, a lot more solar panels on people's roofs than I've ever seen before. So start paying attention to those companies, man, and try to invest if you can.
If renewable energy is used to produce hydrogen, Tesla could further its goal of a zero carbon footprint, integrating clean power with clean mobility. Heavy industry and freight transport. Hydrogen fuel cells are especially suitable for heavy-duty vehicles and freight transport, which are challenging to power solely with batteries. Musk has shown interest in freight, particularly with the Tesla Semi, which could benefit from hydrogen technology by providing greater range and efficiency. Job creation and economic restructuring. Building hydrogen infrastructure, from production plants to refueling stations, would create jobs across sectors. Transitioning to a hydrogen economy would also require training and investment in new industries, helping to stimulate economies and create sustainable workforces. Environmental impact. Could hydrogen bring true sustainability? One of the most promising aspects of hydrogen-powered vehicles is their environmental benefit. Let's delve deeper into what a world powered by hydrogen could look like. Reduced emissions. Transportation is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. While EVs help mitigate this, they still depend on an energy grid often powered by fossil fuels. A switch to hydrogen-powered vehicles would produce only water vapor as a byproduct, meaning zero tailpipe emissions. If renewable energy is used for electrolysis, this approach could achieve near zero carbon emissions from start to finish. Circular economy potential. Hydrogen production could fit seamlessly into a circular economy model. Excess energy from renewable sources can be used to produce hydrogen, which can then be stored and used when demand is high, creating an efficient energy loop. Water is the only input, and water vapor is the only output, offering a closed-loop system that is as sustainable as it is efficient. Mitigating resource scarcity. The mining of lithium, cobalt, and other minerals required for batteries has significant environmental costs. Hydrogen fuel cells, by contrast, require fewer rare materials. While they do require platinum as a catalyst, advances in catalyst technology are reducing this dependency, making fuel cells more sustainable in the long term. Technical challenges and solutions in hydrogen vehicle adoption. While hydrogen offers vast potential, several technical challenges must be addressed before Musk, or any automaker, could successfully bring a hydrogen-powered car to market. Here's a look at some of the key challenges and how Tesla might address them. Storage and distribution. Hydrogen is notoriously difficult to store and transport. It requires high-pressure tanks, and building a network of hydrogen refueling stations is a major logistical and financial challenge. However, Tesla could leverage its experience in building supercharger networks and potentially partner with energy companies to create a hydrogen refueling infrastructure. Cost of electrolysis. Producing hydrogen through electrolysis is currently
Throughout this whole video, I can just hear Elon Musk getting richer and richer, bro. Right? Oh, they could just partner with Tesla and they can create them. I'm like, man, bro, trillionaire will be here probably before the end of 2025. He'll be a trillionaire if he isn't already.
more expensive than extracting it from natural gas. If the electricity used in electrolysis comes from renewable sources, costs can be high and production rates can be inconsistent. However, advancements in solar and wind energy, along with potential subsidies for green hydrogen, could make electrolysis more cost-effective. Public perception and market demand. Battery-powered EVs have a well-established market, and convincing consumers to switch to a new technology is a challenge. Tesla's strong brand and Musk's ability to generate excitement around new technology could help overcome consumer hesitancy. By positioning hydrogen vehicles as the next step in sustainable transportation, Tesla could drive demand and shift public perception. Potential global impacts, geopolitics, and the hydrogen economy. Transitioning to a hydrogen-based transportation model could have major geopolitical ramifications. Here's how the adoption of hydrogen fuel cells could alter global dynamics. Energy independence. Hydrogen production can be localized, reducing dependency on foreign oil. Countries could produce hydrogen domestically, fostering energy independence and reducing vulnerability to oil price fluctuations. This shift could weaken the influence of major oil-producing nations and change the balance of power in global energy markets. New alliances and trade networks. Hydrogen production could create new trade alliances and economic networks. Countries rich in renewable resources could become major hydrogen exporters, creating economic opportunities and fostering new relationships. Environmental diplomacy. A global transition to hydrogen could drive international cooperation on environmental issues, encouraging countries to invest in sustainable technology and share innovations. This could have a positive impact on climate negotiations as nations work together to reduce carbon emissions. Tesla's strategic position, how hydrogen could fit into Musk's vision. If Musk were to incorporate hydrogen technology, he would have the chance to redefine Tesla's position in the energy market and accelerate his vision for a sustainable future. Here's how hydrogen could align with Tesla's goals. Energy as a service. Tesla could offer hydrogen as part of an energy-as-a-service model. This would integrate with Tesla's solar and battery products, creating a comprehensive ecosystem where customers could generate, store, and use clean energy seamlessly. Expanding market reach. Tesla's current EV lineup is primarily focused on consumers. However, hydrogen fuel cells could allow Tesla to target new markets, such as commercial and heavy-duty vehicles. Hydrogen's energy density makes it ideal for long-range and heavy-load applications, providing an opportunity for Tesla to enter the freight and aviation sectors. Global leadership in sustainability. Adopting hydrogen fuel cells would reinforce Tesla's commitment to sustainability. This could attract environmentally conscious consumers and position Tesla as a global leader in clean technology, helping Musk achieve his mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. 1. The science of hydrogen fuel cells. A closer. Look at the mechanics and chemistry. Hydrogen fuel cells, unlike traditional combustion engines or lithium-ion batteries, operate on the basis of an electrochemical reaction between hydrogen and oxygen to produce electricity. At its core, the reaction strips hydrogen atoms of their electrons, creating both a current and water as the only byproduct. Let's dive into the technical aspects of this process. To begin, hydrogen atoms enter the fuel cell's anode, where they are separated into protons and electrons by a catalyst, often platinum. The protons pass through a membrane to the cathode, while the electrons take an external circuit, creating an electric current. At the cathode, electrons recombine with the protons and oxygen from the air, generating heat and water. Unlike combustion processes, which are about 25–30% efficient, hydrogen fuel cells can reach efficiencies as high as 60%, which is an enormous leap in potential energy utilization. Yet the hurdles are substantial. Platinum is expensive and alternative catalysts are in development but remain less effective. Moreover, to store
I get it now. Before I was looking at it the wrong way. And I was hearing it, but my brain just wasn't processing and computing it, you know what I mean? But getting the water into the vehicle, splitting the hydrogen and oxygen, that creates a current which then powers the engine. I got it now. Before I was just thinking, all I heard was water, electricity, and I was like, zzz, and I was thinking maybe in a collision or something, that could be bad. So I get what it's saying. And that still could be potentially the case as far as safety concerns go.
hydrogen, we require high pressures and extreme cryogenic cooling, both of which demand high upfront costs and specialized infrastructure. Thus, the push for cost-effective hydrogen storage and efficient catalysts is crucial for hydrogen fuel cells to become mainstream. Musk, who has championed battery electric vehicles, has previously expressed skepticism about the inefficiencies and infrastructure challenges of hydrogen. If Tesla pursued this avenue, it would require a revolution in production, storage, and infrastructure. 2. Tesla's unique position to influence and innovate hydrogen infrastructure. Tesla is uniquely positioned to drive innovation in hydrogen fuel cell technology if it chose to do so. Through the supercharger network, Tesla already has experience developing infrastructure on a massive scale. Though hydrogen refueling is different, this experience is a significant asset. Building a hydrogen refueling network would require extensive investment and collaboration with energy providers, governments, and environmental organizations. Tesla's integration with SolarCity presents an intriguing opportunity. Imagine a setup where solar energy powers electrolysis at refueling stations, converting water to hydrogen on-site in a carbon-neutral process. Such a setup would make hydrogen production sustainable and further decentralize energy. Tesla could use its experience in renewable energy and energy storage to make this model viable. Of course, such a vision requires the support of regulatory frameworks, government subsidies, and industry-wide collaboration. Tesla could also partner with countries looking to transition to green hydrogen economies. For instance, Germany and Japan are investing heavily in hydrogen, viewing it as an essential element of their future energy strategy. By partnering with these countries, Tesla could help build out hydrogen infrastructure globally, bringing hydrogen refueling stations to major cities and highways. If executed well, this could even surpass the company's supercharger network in impact and scale. 3. Economic considerations. Cost-benefit analysis of hydrogen versus electric batteries. Let's delve into the economic side of water-powered engines. While hydrogen has certain advantages over lithium-ion batteries, it's essential to consider the full cost-benefit landscape, from the vehicle's lifetime costs to the impact on energy markets and global economies. Hydrogen vehicles typically require high initial investment costs due to fuel cell stack production, hydrogen storage, and refueling infrastructure. However, over time, advancements could bring down these costs, especially with the advent of alternative catalysts and improvements in fuel cell longevity. If Tesla or its suppliers could develop a fuel cell that costs less to manufacture and maintain, it would drastically shift the cost-benefit balance in hydrogen's favor. The potential long-term savings on fuel costs make hydrogen a compelling option. In areas with abundant renewable energy, hydrogen could be produced for minimal costs during off-peak hours. This could lead to variable pricing models where hydrogen is cheaper at certain times, incentivizing off-peak refueling. Tesla could also offer a subscription model similar to their full self-driving package. Customers might pay a monthly fee for unlimited hydrogen refueling, which would allow Tesla to manage costs effectively while providing predictable, clean energy access for its
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Are you hearing the dollar signs run up? You hearing the money run up for Elon?
users. 4. Environmental impact. Comparing life cycle emissions of hydrogen and battery electric vehicles. When we consider emissions, both direct and indirect, hydrogen fuel cells and battery electric vehicles each have strengths and weaknesses. Hydrogen fuel cells emit only water vapor, which is beneficial for urban air quality. However, the production of hydrogen, especially if derived from natural gas, can be carbon intensive. The current industrial methods for hydrogen production, mainly steam methane reforming, emit significant CO2. However, with renewable powered electrolysis, we can produce green hydrogen, which has near zero emissions. If Tesla were to invest in a green hydrogen supply chain, the life cycle emissions of hydrogen vehicles could drop below those of electric vehicles, especially in regions where the grid relies on fossil fuels. Another consideration is resource extraction. Electric vehicles depend on minerals like lithium and cobalt, which have environmental and ethical concerns tied to their mining and extraction. Hydrogen fuel cells require rare metals like platinum, but at much lower quantities. Over the long term, green hydrogen could offer a cleaner, more sustainable alternative to battery EVs. 5. Urban planning and infrastructure. How a hydrogen economy could transform cities. If hydrogen fuel cell vehicles become mainstream, they would likely require the redesign of urban infrastructure to accommodate hydrogen production, storage, and refueling. Unlike electric vehicle chargers, hydrogen refueling stations demand more space, safety protocols, and technical complexity. Cities could designate hydrogen fueling hubs, similar to existing gas stations, or even incorporate hydrogen production into public spaces. For example, excess renewable energy generated by city buildings could be stored as hydrogen in nearby refueling stations. This could enhance urban energy resilience by enabling cities to store renewable energy during peak production times and use it later, easing the strain on city power grids. Municipal buses, taxis, and delivery trucks could be the first adopters of hydrogen technology, creating the foundation for a hydrogen infrastructure network. This network could gradually expand to serve private vehicles, with public-private partnerships facilitating the rollout. Such a transition would involve retraining workers in hydrogen refueling and maintenance, creating jobs in a clean energy sector. 6. The political ramifications of hydrogen adoption and global energy independence. A shift toward hydrogen fuel cells could drastically alter the global energy landscape, reducing dependency on oil-rich regions and redistributing economic power. Countries with abundant renewable resources could emerge as major players in the hydrogen economy, establishing new trade relationships based on hydrogen exports. For example, nations like Chile, Australia, and parts of Africa have strong solar and wind resources, which could make them leaders in green hydrogen production. Exporting hydrogen could provide these countries with a stable income, fostering economic growth and strengthening international alliances. In the U.S., a move toward hydrogen could drive energy independence and reduce reliance on foreign oil. The federal government might offer incentives or subsidies to encourage hydrogen infrastructure development, similar to how it has supported solar and wind energy. Hydrogen could also play a role in military applications.
Yeah, but those incentives, I don't know, man. I hear people say, or I hear the people coming around and selling it say that it could reduce your bill down to this, or speaking about solar panels and different things like that, how it can reduce your bills, save you money, and all this type of stuff like that. But I've yet to hear somebody just scream from the mountaintop saying that, yo, I barely pay nothing. So I'm trying to do a little bit more research before I get, but this will probably be the same thing. You got to figure it out. Figure it out how it plays a role, and does it actually save and help relieve or free up money for other things in your life.
providing a reliable, domestically produced fuel source for various branches of the armed forces. 7. Challenges and solutions in scaling hydrogen production and storage. Scaling hydrogen production to meet global demand presents significant challenges. Electrolysis is energy-intensive, and while solar and wind power can supply much of the electricity required, the intermittent nature of renewables remains a limitation. Musk's potential interest in hydrogen suggests he might be considering technologies like solar plus storage, where excess solar energy is stored in battery systems, or used to produce hydrogen when demand is low. Storage remains one of the most significant obstacles to widespread hydrogen adoption. Hydrogen has a low energy density by volume, requiring high pressures or cryogenic temperatures for storage. Researchers are exploring new materials for hydrogen storage, including metal hydrides and carbon nanomaterials, which could make hydrogen storage safer and more efficient. 8. Tesla's potential role in global hydrogen policy and advocacy. Tesla, under Musk's leadership, could become a prominent advocate for hydrogen policy. As Tesla did with electric vehicles, it could set new standards and push for policies that support hydrogen fuel cell adoption. Musk's reputation as an industry disruptor could bring attention to hydrogen and encourage other automakers and industries to follow suit. Tesla's influence could extend to international policy, with the company potentially advising governments on hydrogen infrastructure and standards. Through partnerships with organizations like the International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, and other clean energy advocates, Tesla could play a role in shaping a global hydrogen strategy. This would not only benefit Tesla but also accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. 9. Long-term societal impact. Could hydrogen cars shape the next generation of transportation? A widespread shift to hydrogen could have far-reaching effects on society, influencing everything from the job market to lifestyle choices and urban development. Hydrogen cars offer greater range and faster refueling than current electric vehicles, which could change how people approach travel, both for personal and commercial purposes. In the long term, hydrogen-powered drones, airplanes, and ships could become viable, transforming logistics, shipping, and even global trade. If hydrogen infrastructure expands into rural areas and remote locations, it could support off-grid communities and reduce energy poverty, making sustainable energy accessible to more people worldwide. In conclusion, while we don't have all the details about Musk's plans for a water-powered engine, the potential implications are staggering. If Musk and Tesla can successfully develop and commercialize this technology, it could revolutionize the car industry, disrupt traditional energy markets, and accelerate the transition to a sustainable future. The idea of a water-powered engine may sound like science fiction, but with Musk at the helm, it just might become science fact. Whether or not Musk pursues hydrogen fuel cells, his commitment to innovation and sustainability will continue to shape the future of transportation and energy for generations to come.